Hello guys, this is my Team Fortress 2 Learn to Play series, first episode. If you like it, subscribe for more, and without any further ado, let's get it started. The first class we're going to be covering today is the Spy. The Spy has 125 health, which is one of the setbacks. If the enemy knows you're around, you're basically doomed. Why? Well, because they're gonna be spy checking every single guy in their entire team. You won't be able to get the upper hand or the surprise attack. So you're not gonna get a kill and you're only gonna die if they're smart, if they know that you're around. You can kill any class with a single backstab. You have a lot of variety of weapons to escape tight corner situations. We're gonna cover that in loadouts just in a second. And you can disable engineer buildings and kill them with ease, thanks to your secondary weapon, which we're gonna be covering just in a second. You're basically food for the pirates. He's your greatest enemy. And now let's see some loadout. Okay, the vanilla loadout. Your first and primary weapon is the revolver, which does 45 maximum damage at close range. Keep in mind that that means that there's 3 shots for classes which have 125 HP max. That's like a sniper or a spy. Your secondary weapon is the zapper. The zapper can only be attached to buildings. It damages them and disables them while it's on them, but while they're disabled, it deals damage to them as well. Your melee is a knife, which deals 40 damage and instant kills when attacking from behind. Your first special weapon is a disguise kit, which allows you to disguise as a friend or foe, thus fooling the enemy. And your final special weapon is an invisible watch, which allows you to go invisible and enter behind enemy lines and kill them from behind. Okay, now carefully observe this clip. Okay, so first I see this heavy. It's going to the cart, which is actually the opposite way. It's gonna go left, and left it's gonna facing me with back. That means I can actually attack him from behind and instant kill him, even though he has 300 HP. So I'm just stalking him until he starts moving, and basically hiding behind that huge boulder which is on the left, so the enemy won't see me and chase me down. Let's see what happens next. Okay, so what you see I'm holding is the zapper. It's the thing I actually told you that damages and disables engineer buildings. I'm going to place it now on the sentry so it cannot push back my team, and I can actually backstab the heavy freely and escape the same way I came back. Even though maybe I didn't, but you know, if I had to, I could have, because the sentry would have been disabled or even dead at the time I actually did that. Okay. So now that we've actually gotten over the zapper, how it looks, how it works, let's see what happens next. Okay, waiting for the right moment has paid off. I have backstabbed 2 heavies, zapped the sentry, which already has paid off in my life. Even if I die right now, it won't make a lot of difference to me, as I already have paid to my team a great deal. Right now I still have a chance to escape, even though I have only 64 HP and only my invisible watch as an escape plan. Let's see what happens next. I managed to escape by fooling the soldier. I'm gonna curve over that boulder. I'm gonna come on the right side and try and backstab him. If you actually, you couldn't hear it, but I was wearing a headset in the game, and I could have heard his rocket hitting the right side of the boulder because I have surround headsets. Now this is something that really saved my life. A rocket to the feet takes away 60 to 70 health. Really hard to dodge those in any possible way if you don't see them coming, so I probably was going to die. So I saved myself. I killed 2 heavies, zapped the sentry, and well, we'll see if I actually destroyed it. Another clip for you guys to learn from. Okay, so first off, yes, this is the same game as the last clip, only a few seconds forward. What happened here is I didn't manage to destroy the sentry, so I zapped it again in hopes to disable it for some time and even destroy it. Okay, so and then the clip will see if I succeed, but let's see what happened next. Okay, so backstab another heavy, but this time I'm spotted and I'm really low on health. 46 health is almost nothing. Too bad the class that actually spotted me is not so much of a battle class. The medic was actually healing the heavy, and that's why he actually spotted me. If you look in the background, there's like an engineer who hasn't seen me, on a heavy who has his back facing me, and also a soldier has his back facing to me as well. So in fact, I think that I would have been able to kill them if I haven't been spotted by this medic. So let's see what I do to escape my death. I do the same thing as I did to escape my death the first time. I curved around the bomb this time though. As I was cloaking, I was heading towards the tunnel, but as I was actually fully cloaked, I curved around the bomb. As I was left with 5 HP, I was already out of danger, and probably 5 HP wouldn't have mattered. But if he actually saw that I was already going the way I actually went, I would have been able to escape. I was actually lucky it wasn't like a soldier. If I was a soldier, I had no way of escaping it. Absolutely no way of escaping it. Man, basically any class besides the medic could have killed me in this situation, and I'm pretty damn happy that it actually was the medic, because medic isn't a battle class, he's a supportive class. He heals you, keeps you alive, and helps you kill other people. Okay, so let's see another clip where I kill a medic. Also prepare for the most unlogical clip you've ever seen in your entire life. That clip wasn't edited in any way. That was just pure lag, and it's like every situation as I fight with a backburner pyro ends. I backstab the guy, which is totally behind him. He somehow turns back. I die in 1 second. Doesn't really matter. But on another side note, what happened in that clip? Well, I backstabbed the medic, and then I died. Now you've got to ask yourself, why would you die for a medic? Basically, you could die for a medic anytime. Because the medic is one of the most important classes in a team. It keeps you alive. It can actually make you push, which is a very good thing. You know, you want to push the team so they cannot defend or build sentry nests in time. And even though if your team builds sentry nests, one Uber plus heavy or soldier can totally demolish the sentry nest, making another pushable option. That's why you don't want a medic to be alive for too long. If it's alive for too long, it will build up Uber, heavy, or soldier demo man, ruin your whole sentry nests, and push, demolish, and win. If you see a medic, backstab him, even if it risks your life. You can still try to escape, but even if you die, you knew that you actually did something good. Now, if you see a medic which has an Uber, how do you know if a medic has an Uber? Well, his medic gun will have some sparkles coming out of it, something like sparkles out of it, and that's how you know he has Uber. Well, you basically can actually backstab him, and if you actually backstab him and then die while the medic had Uber, you could just stay at your base in town for like 1 minute, and it still would have been good for starting the entire game, believe me, because backstabbing a medic which had Uber is more important than backstabbing, let's say, a pyro. What's kind of a pyro gonna do besides light some guys on fire? Absolutely nothing. But Uber is more devastating than everything in this entire game. So let's summary. Well, you can die for a medic. Surely you could die for a medic and still be worth it. But if you die for a medic with Uber, even if you got only that one kill, even if you killed only that medic which had Uber, you would have been worth it, the slot in your team, for the entire game. I'm not even kidding. And just to show a graph which I actually made to show which classes do you prioritize to backstab and which not. So let's see it. Okay, so now we actually know why the medic is on first place. We already said why. Now let's say the heavy. Well, usually you're gonna see a medic go with a heavy, and it's a very tanky class, can absorb a lot of damage. If it gets close to your team, it can devastate them pretty easily, almost no problem. That's why you should prioritize the heavy as a second character, because if heavies are a common class in pub games, but medics aren't. But if there's a medic in that pub game, there sure will be a heavy, and a medic heavy combo is devastating. And even if the players are actually good as well, it can demolish your team. I've actually been in a lot of game situations where a medic heavy combo with an Uber wins the game for the entire team, and that's why you should prioritize killing heavies as well. Why engineers? Well, you don't have much of a sweat to kill them, because you're not gonna sweat to kill them. You're toying with them. You can very easily kill them, and they're a pain in the ass. Sentry nests, they lock down choke points, and all these stuff as as defense. So killing them and destroying their sentry nests surely frees an option of your team to think about. That's why I think the third place would go to the engineer to backstab. Also zap your sentries, man. Even if you don't zap the dispenser, like that wouldn't be much of a loss if you actually killed your sentry. But if you see the teleporter exit, if you stab the teleporter exit, would actually stab the teleporter's entrance as well. So you wouldn't have that much of a problem. Just this one extra zapper wouldn't be that much of a problem. So yes, if you have the option to zap a sentry and a teleporter, but you want to leave the dispenser, you can do it. But if you have the option to zap a teleporter, don't leave it. That's a gold option you have, and you shouldn't leave it. Okay, so you may see the down man doesn't have a number in front of him. That's because I couldn't actually decide is the down man more worth it to backstab or the soldier. That's why I placed them both in the fourth place. Soldier, as I said, with Uber is just demolishing everybody, and even if that isn't enough, it's a pain in the ass for your engineers, and you should totally kill them before he does any trouble. Same goes for down man. Soldier is a very good battle class, so he can deal a lot of damage, defend himself, and kill a lot of players before he dies. Down man can actually hold choke points and defend the objective. That's why you want to kill them, so they can't do that. I just couldn't decide which class did better for their team, so I guess the both classes do very good for their team, so they're both in fourth place. Sniper is fifth place. If you want to ask me why, I actually can't give a very solid answer, but I'll try to explain why. Well, basically, a full charge shot headshot can kill any class, even an overhealed class. Just a zoomed in shot can kill, just a zoomed in headshot does 150 damage. But looking at the classes and their health bars, let's count how many they actually die from a single headshot, which has been zoomed in for a millisecond. The medic, engineer, the sniper himself, the spy, and the freaking scout. So that's, let's say, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 classes out of 9. That's more than the half. Like it doesn't have a half. Like 9 doesn't have a half, but it's bigger than the bigger half. So, if you know what I mean. So yeah, it's that. A little bit charge shot can kill Demo Man, Soldier, and Pyro. And end shot, to the end reach shot can, as I said, can kill any class with a headshot. But almost to the end charge shot can actually kill any class to a body shot. So that's why the medic, the sniper is actually very devastating. It can almost one shot any class With these, if it has the good positioning, and you should always kill them if you have a free space to do that. And why the spy? Well, looking at the graph, the spy is doing the same if it's a good spy. He's gonna try to backstab your medics, your heavies, and destroy your sentry nest. You don't want that. You want your team to defend or push with your medics and heavies. That's why you want to kill him before he does that to your team. The pyro, why have I set him on last place? You seriously can't fight a pyro, but if you actually can kill a pyro, and you're certain you can, you have to do that, because his air blast really fucks up Ubers, and you can barely do anything, barely, and I mean barely do anything when a pyro or two pyros are juggling an Uber heavy and medic. They're losing a lot of time on the Uber. Why is Scout last? Because you barely kill him, even though you would want to kill him. But by looking at other classes, Scout is only an offensive class, while the other ones can be offensive and defensive in most situations. So that's why I like the Scout to be on the last line, because, well, the Scout, you can barely kill him with a backstab. Sure, you can shoot him, but he moves so fucking fast and they jump like fucking bunnies. You can barely shoot him, barely. And yes, they're only good for offense. Why is the Scout good for defense? Only doing damage? Well, nice try for defense class. If you're gonna try and defend, just go soldier, down man, engineer, heavy, medic. It's actually good for pushing and defending. All the classes from 6th number and up are versatile. They can be both defensive and defensive, offensive and defensive. So yeah, that's why you want to prioritize the backstabbing before any other class, which is below 6th number on the graph. Well, that's about what sums it up for the vanilla loadout and some basic tips for the spy. I only have one more basic tip for the spy to actually tell you, and that one is that if you see a pyro, any kind of pyro, wearing a Gaiba's hat, don't even think about getting near him, because even though you see his back, you may not see his weapon, but when he turns back, you actually see he's wearing a back burner, and there's absolutely no way you can actually dodge that, because somehow, magically, the back burner has 1 million range. Even though it doesn't have it, it does seem like it has it. And that's my tip of the day. Okay, so we'll continue in part 2 with more loadouts and more tips. See you there.